All right, let's get to it. So, expand. First, for most of today, we're going to be expanding, and then next week we'll be factorizing, unless we're really good at this. So, expand and simplify. Pretty straightforward. We've got two brackets. Most of us have probably seen this already. All we're going to do is multiply x with the second bracket. So that's x and 4. So it will look like this. X times x, which is x squared. X times 4, which is positive 4x. 3 times x, again, which is positive 3x. And then 3 times 4, which is 12. Just look at that for a second. Look at that line. Anyone confused about that line? X times x, x times 4, 3 times x, 3 times 4. Anyone confused about that line? No, that makes sense. And then again, just look at it. What are our like terms? Remember, for our like terms, they've got to look exactly the same letter and the same power for them to be like terms. Are there any other x squares? Not really. Are there any other numbers that are by themselves, constants? No, there aren't. So those two will stay. Look, x squared is still x squared. 12 is still 12. 4x plus 3x, well, they are like terms because they're both x's. What's 4x plus 3x? Of course, that is 7x. So the answer we're looking for is x squared plus 7x plus 12. Any questions? No, pretty easy. All right then, next one. Again, same thing. You'll grab your first letter x multiplied by the second bracket, and then your x multiplied by the second bracket, but by the second number. First bracket, first number, first bracket, second number. So, one by one, x times x, x squared. X times 5, 5x. Negative 3 times x, negative 3x. Yeah, negative 3 times x, because again, it's always about what's in front of it. Keep that in mind. And then again, what's negative 3 times, so please remember we're multiplying. What's negative 3 times 5? Negative 15. Again, there's no other x squares, so that just stays the same. There's no other numbers that are by themselves, so that stays the same. And then what's plus 5 minus 3? That just becomes plus 2x. So the answer we're looking for is x squared plus 2x, take away 15. Any questions? Nope. Looking good. All right. Let's try another one. X, again, have a look of it. X take away y, multiplied by x take away 3y, x times x, x squared. X times negative 3y is negative 3xy, 3y and x, 3xy, and a negative because there's a negative there. Next one is negative y times x, negative xy, and a negative becomes a positive. Y times 3y, well, y and y becomes y squared, so it becomes positive 3y squared. Are there any other x squares? No, so you write that again. Are there any y squares? No, you write that again. Xy, xy, so what's minus 3? Minus 1. Minus 3 minus 1 is minus 4. Xy. Please use your calculator if you have to for that one, so you don't get it wrong. Don't say 2 by accident. Minus 3 minus 1 is your subtracting another one, so it's going to become minus 4. Minus 4, and then of course xy if there's an xy there. Again, any questions? All right. Let's just try a few to make sure that everybody can do it. Gab, can you help me with the first one?
Oh,
X times x
x squared and
plus x
plus
times 5,
5x
5x plus 3 times x
3x and then 15
plus 15, and then your final answer becomes x squared plus
10x.
5 plus 3, sorry.
Oh, okay. 8x
8x plus
15.
15. Great work, Gab. Jamal, can you help me out with question 5? Again, x times x. Jamal?
Oh, yeah, sorry. My mic
Yes,
wasn't working.
that's okay. You're all good?
So x times x is x squared.
X squared.
And the x times minus 5 is minus 20. I mean, x...
minus 5x.
Yeah, 5x. And then
3 times x
is 3x. And then 3 times minus 5 is minus 15.
Yes, and then again, x squared doesn't change. Negative 15 doesn't change. And then you're just looking at minus 5 plus 3.
Minus 2x.
Minus 2x. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Let's try question 14. Jenna, let's try question 14. 3 times 4?
12.
12. 3 times negative x?
Negative 3x.
Negative x times 4?
Negative 4x.
And then last one, negative x times negative x?
Negative, oh, no, x squared, positive x squared.
Positive x squared. And then again, look at this. What's the only thing that are the same? Well, it's just the x's here. Yep. So it's probably going to be 12 plus x squared. Those two won't change. Minus 3, minus 4?
Minus 7x.
Minus 7x. Pretty easy, Jenna?
Yeah.
Cool. It won't get much harder than that for expanding. If you follow the same rules, regardless of what happens, it's exactly these rules. So let's move forward. I'm not going to bore you guys with doing the same. Wait, well, anyone having problems with it? Before I do continue, please let us know if you want to try one. Okay. And we do it again. So again, here's some examples. Don't stress, it's exactly the same thing. It's just 2x times x, 2x squared, 2x times negative 5, negative 10x, negative 4 times x, negative 4x, negative 4 times negative 5, positive 20. Again, have a look at this line. Don't always assume it's just the middle, but I mean, look at it. This is the only one that's by itself, so rewrite it. This is the only one that's by itself as well, so rewrite it. These two both have x's only, so simplify them. Minus 10, minus 4, minus 14x. And you do that again. Look, 3xy times xy is 3x squared y squared, because x times x is x squared, y times y is y squared. Minus 3xyz, xy times z, 3xyz. Z times xy, xyz. Z times z, negative z squared, because there's a negative there. Again, rewrite, simplify. Minus 3 plus 1 is minus 2, x, y, z. All right. Any questions? I think we'll just jump into doing more of these then. Samuel, let's start with you. Let's do question 7.
Okay.
Let me zoom in a little bit. Hold on. Yep. 4x squared times 3x.
12x cubed.
12x to the power of 3, because x squared and x becomes x cubed. Yep. Plus 4x squared times 1.
It's just 4x squared.
Minus what?
Minus 9x.
9x, because 3 and 3 is 9. Minus
3.
3. And does anything simplify here?
No.
No, actually, that's the answer. See how I've been showing you guys to simplify, but there's nothing actually to simplify here. That's a cube, that's a squared, that's a power of 1, that's a constant. That's it. You're done. Nothing else to do. Good work. Any questions from anyone? All right. Let's try Shane. Let's do Shane, let's do question 16.
Okay.
3m squared times 3m squared.
That is 3. No, sorry.
That's okay.
9m. 9m fourth. Yep.
Yes. Do I still need to draw the arrows?
No, not really.
Okay. Well, 3m squared times -2.
That's negative 6m squared.
And then -5 times 3m squared.
Negative 15m squared.
And then -5 times -2.
Positive 10.
Positive 10. Good job. And then again, you can see these two are like terms. So the answer we're looking for is 9m to the power of 4.
That's 6. Sorry, that's 9. Negative 9.
-6.
Oh, sorry, that's
negative
plus.
50,
Negative 21.
-21m squared plus 10. The only mistake I have seen any of my students really make, they don't really make much mistakes with the expansion, maybe a silly mistake by accident, but most of them are just these -6 and -5 business. They say what you just said, like 9 and whatever. I tell them, please use your calculator. Let's not risk it right now. You're still in year 9, year 8, year 10. You don't really want to risk making mistakes like this just yet. You're using your long-term memory and short-term memory. Short-term memory is expanding. Long-term memory is using this simplified. You don't want to mix the two things up. Just use your calculator. It'll say -21, and you just got to write m squared. All good. That's fantastic. Grace, are you there?
Yeah.
Let's do this last one and see how we're going. Question 20. 9m squared and m squared becomes 9m to the power of
4.
4. 9m squared and 5 becomes plus
45.
9 times 5. Say it again.
45m squared.
35m squared. These two.
Negative 2m squared.
And then -2 times +5.
Negative 10.
Fantastic. Equals, again, you can't simplify that. You can't simplify that. These two here together, 45, take away 2.
43m squared.
43m squared. You're feeling good about this topic?
Yeah.
Better than the other ones, right?
Yeah.
But it's probably the more important one. I was telling you guys that. And look, with geometry, it's not even in the syllabus anymore for year 11 and 12. So they've taken it out starting this year. So it's still in your year 9 and year 10 syllabus, unfortunately, but it's not in your year 11 and 12. So you'll need to know it just for another year or so, and then you'll never see it again. But this you'll see all the way up to university. All right. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Let's look at perfect squares. Now, there's two ways of doing this. Samuel, since you've already started this topic at school, have you done it through the formula or are you doing it through writing it twice?
Formula.
Yeah, good. I was going to say, if you're writing it twice, it's good for the year you're in. Unfortunately, as you get older, you can't use this expansion. You have to know the formula. So we're going to make it a little bit hard as well. We're going to learn it through the formula. Okay. There is a formula. I want you guys to write this. So write perfect squares now. And then the formula is this: a plus b all squared equals a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. It might look weird. I'll explain it in a second. Actually, here it is in words. It's the first one squared plus twice, maybe the product, or we say twice the inside, if that's easier sometimes, plus the last one squared. So first squared, twice the inside, twice. Maybe I'll write twice the inside. Oops. Twice the inside, and then plus last term squared, last one squared. All right, this one is a little bit weird, so please let me know straight away if you can't see the inside bit. You probably understand this and this one. It's just the middle one. That's a bit confusing sometimes. So let me know if it's not making sense. So here we go. First one squared. So look at this. What is x squared? Well, x squared is x squared. Tick. Then the last one squared. What is 5 squared? 5 squared. Well, that's 25. So that's these two done. So that's your first one squared. First one squared. First one squared. There it is. Last term squared. Your last one squared. 5 squared is 25. And then you've got twice the inside. So twice the product of the inside. So that means this. 2 times twice. 2 times, always 2 times the inside. These two numbers multiplied together. So 5, which is positive 5, times x. What's 2 times 5 times x? Well, 2 times 5 times x is 10. 2 times 5 is 10, x. All right, let's do that again. So again, first squared. And you only do this for brackets that are squared, right? So brackets are perfect squares. If they're all bracketed and squared, you have to use this formula. So the first one squared. What's 2x squared? Well, 2 squared is 4. And then you've got x squared. So 4x squared. Then you have 3 squared. 3 squared. Now, it doesn't matter if it's negative, because negative times a negative is always positive. So the last one, what you'll realize with all of these, the first one and your last one will always be positive. Always. So this and this, no matter what, will always be positive. So let's write that here on the side. First squared and last squared will always be positive. And then the trick is, if this is a negative, the middle one's a negative. If this is a positive, the middle one's positive. So it always follows the middle one. The middle one follows the sign that you were given. And then we've got twice the inside. So 2 times the inside, which is 2x times negative 3. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. And then you put an x. So negative 12x. Anyone not understand that example? First squared. Second one squared. 2 times the inside. That's the inside, and that's the inside. Everyone see that then? All right, let's try another one. A squared, there it is. 2 times the inside, 2 times the inside. Well, 2 times 5 is 10. And then A times B is just AB. And then obviously you're going to do the last one squared. 5 squared is 25, B squared. Again, any questions? No? All right. Next one then. 4m take away half squared. Again, first one squared. 4 squared is 16. M squared. Because 4 squared is 16. M squared is M squared. Then you do twice the inside. So 2 times 4m times negative half. Plug it into your calculator with the numbers. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times negative half is negative 4. And you still got an m, so negative 4m. So this is what you would put in your calculator. You put everything except, obviously, the number. That gives you negative 4. And then you just put an m because you're still missing an m. And then half squared. Half squared. Again, you can put that in your calculator, or you can probably see that 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4. And remember, it's always a positive. The first one and the last one will always be positive. So let's see, don't be afraid if it's a fraction. It doesn't really do anything. All right. Like I said, again, any questions? All right. Let's try this. Each one of us are going to try this because this is a really weird one. All right. And probably the most, it is probably the worst section I've seen from a lot of students. They don't memorize it very well, so it becomes really bad. Let me just write it. First one, first squared plus 2 times the inside, 2 times the inside plus, this is plus or minus, depending on the question, of course, plus the second one, or the last one, second one squared. So first squared, 2 times the inside, and then the second one squared. Okay, we're actually going to do every single one. So do you guys want to start from question 1 to 15? I'll give you some time. Write them down slowly. Let me know if you're struggling, and then I'll pick you guys out individually, one by one, to go through them. So I'll give you guys about 10 minutes, maybe a bit less. But let me know if you're struggling with even the first one. So I'll go through it together. If you know what you're doing, just get started.